Okay, are we live? Let's see. Very first time streaming on YouTube, so I'm not sure if this is working. I'm not sure. Let me see. View my channel. I seem to be live. Very first time streaming on YouTube. Yeah. Very cool, very cool. Let me see because I know that there are some live studio settings that I can control somewhere, so I'm just looking for that. But yes, hello, welcome. This is a very, very improvised stream. No big plan other than just maybe playing around with some AI coding tools. Let me see. And maybe implementing some board games, but it's all very, very improvised. No big plan today. I can't find the live studio tools. Oh, I don't think I will need them anyway, but yeah, that's all right. Uh, so yeah, as you can see, let me see if I can put the chat up just in case. I think it should be good. Hmm. I messed something up. Let me see. Okay, live. Can I go here? Details, analytics, live control room. Okay, this is what I wanted. My screen's too. Oh, shit. Okay, okay. All right. Chat rate. Chat the stream at the most recently available time. I'm not sure what that means. I don't see anything in chat, so if anyone left a comment, I'll appreciate it if they leave it again because I'm just now opening this thing. Anyways, I think I got what I wanted. But yeah, as I was saying, no big plan. I haven't even like finished setting up this desk. As you can see, the quality, like the lighting, is all off. It's all terrible. The audio quality is terrible as well because I didn't bring my one good microphone. I'm using my headset, so I apologize for the bad quality audio. But I honestly I just really wanted to start, and it was one of my goals for the beginning of the year. I say I'm gonna jump back into streaming for a little bit. I'm gonna build some stuff with some of the AI tools that are coming up, and yeah, I didn't want to put too much friction because I know if I try to create the perfect setup before I actually start doing it, I will never do it. So I say, you know what, I'm gonna do it today. It doesn't matter how crappy the setup is. I'm just gonna start, and yeah, we'll take it from here. It can only go up from here. Uh, so so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, yeah, the plan for today is to implement some, or at least one board game. This is something that it's been on my mind for a long time. I love playing board games. I love uh, buying board games. I have a collection of games that I've never played before because sometimes I don't have the time or I don't have the right group to play those games. But I love board games, and I really love learning the rules of a board game and sort of understanding the strategies that you can use, how to win the game, and so on. And one of my favorite things to do, my favorite hobbies, I'll say as a junior programmer, was to implement these board games. And I think it's just, it's a cool idea because it's oh, let me see. So I got a message from my wife who's asking where am I? Oh, this says that the current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. I also apologize for the crappy quality. Let me see if I can. Put up just a chat. I only care about the chat here. I'm sorry, I'm still learning the ropes. Okay, I guess that's okay. As I was saying, one of my favorite things to do was to implement these board games because it's like you have this recipe, you have these rules of how the game works, and then you just have to follow the steps and implement it. But it took a long time, and now that we have AI, I say, okay, we might as well just use it for something fun. So that's what we're gonna do. And the game that I thought we could work on together today is a game called Can't Stop. Stop board game. It's a pretty old game. I think it's from the 80s, maybe. Released, yeah, 1980. So it's one of the classic games, but it's actually really fun. It's one of the few old games that really, uh, you know, stood the test of time, and it continues to be fun. It has a bunch of different versions. I think this is sort of like a newer version, and this is the classic Can't Stop, which had a very awful board full of colors, but yeah, it was a super fun game. And the way that it plays is it's a push your luck dice game. So you have four dice, you throw the dice, and you try to put them in pairs. And that number that you get is the number that's going to decide which of these columns you're going to climb in a way. So if you use the newer version as an analogy of what you're doing is you climb this mountain, right? And what you're trying to get is you're trying to get to three, to get to the top of three of this sort of three of these columns, right? You're trying to get to the top of three, and the first one to do so wins. The thing is, you continue to roll dice as you can continue to climb, but as soon as you roll a number in which you don't have one of the active pieces that is climbing up, let's say you're climbing columns 5, 7, and 9, right? As soon as you can build one of those three numbers with your dice, you can continue to roll. But if at any point you get an 8, for example, and you're not climbing number 8, then you bust and you lose the progress that you made in that round, right? So, yeah, like I said, push your luck, very simple game, very simple rules, easy to teach, easy to play. So this is one of my favorite type of games because even though I love complicated games with a lot of rules, this is the type of game that gets played more often with more people. So, so yeah, that's what I thought we could try to implement today, and we'll see how far we go. I only have about an hour and a half maybe to do this. We can do this like a very simple version of this very quickly, but I also wanted to implement a version that will allow me to play with real dice because I like to actually throw. I like the feeling of dice in my hand. I like to throw them, and I wanted a version that is just the board that I can manually control, but I want to throw the dice manually. And I don't know if I can make a version of that is just that knows the dice. Like if you have a camera, if you use, let's say you're using your phone and you use the phone camera to point to the dice, and it will automatically figure out what numbers you have available. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. First of all, I just want to implement a very raw first version of this. So let's actually start with. I'm going to try to use AI as much as we can here. So um, let's start by asking this ChatGPT if they know the rules of the board game Can't Stop. Let's see. Classic push your luck dice game. Yes, perfect. 2 to 4 players. Be the first player to claim 3 columns. Okay, I got that right because I didn't remember if that was actually what you needed to do. Yeah, some examples. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Column difficulty. Yeah, this is also important. So this is part of the strategy that you want to make. The more in the center the column is, the higher the chances are that you're gonna be able to continue to climb that one. But of course, those are the longest columns, right? If you climb number 2, it's only, I think, 3 spaces that you have to climb, but the number 2 is unlikely to come up as often, so it's kind of risky. But yeah, I want you to let me. Where's my? There we go. Can you put the roles of the game in a markdown files? I want to give this to an LLM to implement a web version of the game. So while this is doing that, let's start a new project. And I usually like to do the setup myself. I don't like to have the LLM do the sort of the bootstrapping of the project, but in this case, we're gonna try it. I haven't tried it in a long time, and I know that the models are much better now, so maybe they will do a better job. So let's just go to my experiments folder, and I'll just yeah, I'll just create a new project. Let's say Can't Stop. And let's open this with Cursor. We're going to be using Cursor today. This is the thing that I have set up in this computer at the moment. So probably it's the easiest thing. We're going to jump into the agents view because I don't have anything. I don't have any files to look at. And in this case, I don't really care too much about the quality of the code. So we're going to just try to use the agents as much as possible here. Okay, what I did here. Overview, rules. I think this is too much. Oh, UI guidance. Okay, this is not really what I wanted. I just wanted the rules because I'm gonna use plan mode to figure all of this out. So I only gonna get entities and responsibility. Responsibility owns the entire match lifecycle. What? Network connection lost. That's weird. Let me try this again because that's not what I wanted. So I'm gonna say, please give me a markdown file with the rules of the game Can't Stop. It's actually, let's say, board game just in case. Please give me just one file. All right. I'd like to say please and thank you. Okay, this is much better. So we're gonna be using this to yeah, we're gonna be using this to send the LLM. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this and I'm gonna create a new file here. So it's gonna say not new agent, but now I do need a new file, and I'm gonna call this rules.md. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And now let's start planning. Let's go into the plan mode. We're gonna be using Opus 5. And let's see what would be useful for this to understand. I think one picture of the board will be useful. So let's see. Can't stop game board. Oh, there's a version of this in this is Board Game Arena, it looks like, which has this very cool version. But yeah, we're gonna implement something like maybe this one. Yeah, I think it should be good. Just gonna paste this into the prompt. But what are the I'm trying to think what type of game do you want to, because this could be, let's say, it can be a single player game where you're playing against an AI, for example, or a number of AIs. It can be a multiplayer game where you connect to different players connect. You can have also AI players in the mix, and you can play against them. It could be an like this manual version that I wanted to do with which has just the board, and then you throw the dice manually, like real dice, and then you just use the screen to control the board. Or it could be, yeah, and on top of that, we need to determine if we want the rules to be applied automatically or if we want the players to actually manually move the pieces. I guess uh, 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 you have to enforce the rules, right? So yeah, I think what we can start with a single player version so that we don't have to worry about like real time stuff, and then we can add the real time functionality later on. So it could be a single player version with an AI that you can use as your opponent. So let's start by prompting some of that. I want to implement the board game Can't Stop as a web application. You can find the rules of the board game on the rules.md file. I'm also attaching a picture of the board so you can build the UI of the game based on this screenshot. Let me do this right now before I forget. Okay. I want to have a main screen where users can select to start a new game, and then they can choose the number of opponents they want to play against, which can be either 1, 2, or 3. Each of the opponents is going to be controlled by an AI or some sort of automatic. Yeah, I guess it's just an AI. So I'm just gonna. And they're gonna have 3 levels of difficulty: easy, medium, and hard. Okay, that makes sense. This is a turn-based game, so while the opponents are playing, you can't take any actions, and then when it's your turn, then the controls get activated. On your turn, you're gonna throw the dice, and then you have to select the column that you want to advance or bust if you can't advance on any columns. The game should restrict the selection of the column to the columns that are possible based on the dice results. Is there anything else that I want to add here? Maybe the game should also have some animations to make it easier to understand what's happening and why different things are moving. So for example, when one of the pieces advances to the next position in the column, you should do so animating. It would be also nice to animate the dice throwing. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna see what it says. I apologize for my internet quality. I hope it's not too bad because I'm in my garage. I didn't want to wake everyone up. If I didn't mention this earlier, is right now it's 6:14 in the morning. I woke up at 4:45 this morning, and this is really the only time that I can do this, other than maybe late at night. But in any case, my office, my regular office, is next to my kids' bedroom, and they are sleeping right now. They will be sleeping late at night. So my only option is to come here to the garage. Realizing is, well, one of the problems is that the internet connection might not be great, right? So it's not very good. Um, the other problem is that it's freezing. It's freezing right now here, and I don't want to turn on the heat in case it makes too much noise. Okay, so it's asking me questions. It's perfect. Let's do. You know what? Let's do. I'm tempted to do view just because. Yeah, let's just do view. Let's do tailwind. Yeah, there we go. I want to force myself to using technologies that I typically use. Like I use React all the time, just because I want to really push the AI as much as I can. I want to have ask the AI to do everything for me. Not because I think it's the best idea, but just because I want to keep exercising with these tools, and I think that's the best way to do it. So using a framework I'm not too familiar with will leave me no choice but to just ask the AI to do all the things. I have used Vue before, but it's not definitely not my framework of choice. So let's take a look at the plan that it built. Is this how can I go? Architecture overview. I can't see this, man. There we go. There's a home view, opponent setup. There's a game view. composables, use game state, use dice, use AI, use animations. I'm guessing these are like hooks. Not entirely sure what composables are. And they have some components. Yeah, this all makes sense. I'm not gonna spend too much time looking at this because I trust that it understands the rules. So this all looks good. Would be nice to add some tests to some of the functionality. So maybe I can say that here. Make sure you test things as you go. Let me put some music because I have look up a playlist of music that I can play on streaming that should be safe. So let's do that. Hopefully it's not too loud. Okay, it's just started. Okay, so that's good. It started building. Yeah, see how it does. I have a lot of confidence in these tools these days, especially for things as simple as this, right? Now, what to do? What this is? We can actually play the game. Can we play the game? Let's see. Not our version of the game, but we can play. No, I do have an account already. Undefined is on my name. Come on. This is actual, yeah. I'm not surprised there is a user called undefined, but that's not my. This should be this, and let's see. Come on. Maybe it's just a different username. Oh, there's a Can't Stop Express. That's interesting. All right, this is done. Okay, it's controlling this screen. Yeah. This is cool. It's testing things as it goes. So I'm guessing this is step 1 or something. And it's just running some tests. I don't know if these are being created as actual tests somewhere, but it's actually testing things. And I like that it's breaking it down, so it's just testing that clicking here shows the right stuff here, even though the game hasn't been implemented yet. So this is pretty cool. Or you can choose the difficulty by opponent, which is nice. So I'm gonna leave this open because it's using this screen to test. It also opens the game here in the in-app browser from Cursor, which is also pretty useful. I've been trying it for like selecting stuff here and asking it to make changes to certain elements. So at least for that purpose, it's pretty useful. Okay. Yeah, I don't love the UI. At least it's not purple, I guess, but I don't love the design. This is something that it will probably get better at, like having nicer defaults. But for now, if you don't specify like a visual style that you want or something, or you provide like a better example, it would just do this vanilla, I guess. I don't know what to call this style, but just very clearly AI functional. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's still like kind of boring. But yeah, we can always iterate on that. I don't know how long this is gonna take. But I guess in the meantime, we could. Let me actually try to log in here. Just gonna reset this. Okay, let's try now. Should be updated here. There we go. I don't have premium account, unfortunately, so I need to wait for someone. To start one. there are 2,300 games of Can't Stop in progress right now. That's wow. This website is very popular, like super popular, and it's actually quite good. Like it's easy to dismiss it when you look at the sort of the UI. It looks very outdated. You know, like the UI is very outdated. It looks like an old website. But the number of games that they have and all the features that they have and the number of users that they have millions of users. And they're very active. So I'm just thinking from a business perspective, I think this is a better business than people might realize. Of course, they have to be like the number one, but still pretty good. All right, hopefully we'll find someone. Let's see how Cursor is doing. Okay, I see a board. I think for the version that I want to play on my iPad, so the vision that I have for this is I want to play this game. I'm not gonna bring every game with me all the time, right? This is a game that you can play as long as you have 4 dice. You can play pretty much anywhere. Oh, it continues to test. Yeah. But you need a board. And you can build a board, I guess, with pen and paper. And you can use any number of like color tokens. But you need to find these color tokens. If you build it big enough, you can use like poker chips if you have them. But you do need several different, at least I guess 11, right? Because there are 11 columns. So you need 11 different tokens of the same color for each player, which is something that it's not like easily lying around for everybody. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to build a version of this game that is, you can play, of course, you can play like this game that I want to be playing with against an AI, maybe against another player online. But you can also play with it just as a board, as a manual board, so that you can just use it as a board and manually, move the pieces wherever you want, and then just play the game manually throwing dice. And for that, I think I'm gonna create a more like detailed mockup, because there's a very specific way that I would like that game to look like, and I want it to look good on an iPad as well. So for that version, which is not gonna be this version, I'm not gonna delegate all of the UI, all of the design stuff to the LLM. But yeah, this is going pretty well. Looks like it's not updating the plan to-do list, so I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't click the build button here and I just gave it an instruction here. Oh, you notice it. I noticed a bug when I selected 8+8. Column 8 should have advanced twice, but only went to position 1. Let me fix this. Pretty cool that it figures things out like this. I think board games are a fantastic test for this because the rules are very specific, right? There's a very clear set of rules, which are essentially your tests. This doesn't translate to all of web development, but maybe if you created like a rule book for your app, then it would do like similar job, right? That's an interesting idea to explore. So thinking of your documentation as a rule book, and that way the AI will take advantage of that and test things and find bugs and things like that. Maybe it's not a good idea at all. Maybe it's just a terrible idea. And I'm sleepy because, like I mentioned earlier, it's 6:30 a.m. I've been up for a couple of hours already, and the coffee's helping, but it's not. Oh, what happened here? Let's see if I can play a turn-based game then. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I missed your... Let me try this again. Waiting time 15 minutes. Okay. This doesn't have any notifications, I guess. So I just have to stare at this screen until someone connects. It's alright, it's alright. Look at those clouds in the background. Oh, this is bad. I think I'm gonna have to stop the streaming. Yeah, I don't know if this will get recorded or not, but it looks like my internet connection is so bad that YouTube is having a hard time keeping up with the video and just looking very, very bad. So it's gonna stop this here, and I guess I'll try to fix my technical issues, and I'll come back one of these days, maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime next week. But yeah, we'll try this again. I think this is fun. I need to clean my setup. I need to fix my internet problems. But yeah, I enjoy this. All right. For anyone who watched, thanks for watching, and yeah, be on the lookout for the next one. Cheers.